pools. How does a pool affect my home's value? If your home has a pool and you're in Minnesota like we are, how does that affect your home's value when, let's say, an appraiser or even a real estate agent is coming out to value your home and the fact that it has a pool over maybe the exact same house that doesn't have a pool? Well, having a pool isn't necessarily the biggest positive in the state of Minnesota. The reason why is that you only really get to use it 3 months out of the year. On a great year, maybe 4, and if you're really lucky, maybe 5. The other thing is there's a lot of cost that goes into having a pool, especially in the state of Minnesota, because you have to heat the pool. There's a lot of mechanicals. With the winter, there's a lot of damage that goes to the mechanicals because of freezing and water. So those things, you can open up your pool every year, and people that I know, there's always something wrong with the mechanicals. Very rarely is there not something that goes wrong, and it's because the winter's hard on pools. So that can be a deterrent for home buyers in Minnesota because they're like, I just don't want to deal with it. One thing I can tell you is that when an appraiser goes out to appraise a home with a pool, I've asked multiple appraisers this question: how much value do you give a pool when you're appraising a house? And several times I've heard somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000. Now, I know what you're thinking, because that pool probably costs you $100,000, and then the landscaping around it probably costs you another $50 or $75. So your pool is worth a lot to you, especially if you built it. But to an appraiser in the state of Minnesota, that pool is probably only worth like $10, $15, maybe $20,000, and it all just depends. But it sure as heck is not worth what you paid to install it. So when you're looking at the value of your home, or you're comparing your home with a pool next to the neighbor who doesn't have a pool, but you have the exact same house, realize your pool is only going to give you maybe $10,000 or $15,000 more. And for some buyers, they might not even value your house more than the neighbors because you have a pool and they're not interested. So something to think about. If you have any questions, hit us up at Ask Murph, and I'd be happy to answer.